Good evening, Fernwood. My name's Neil. Thanks for coming down to spend a little time with me in front of my shows. I like my stories, as they say. And by stories, I mean Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman, the very peculiar soap opera from the 1970s. We are heading into the April 15th, 1976 episode. My eyes kind of did a little squint there because I wasn't sure of the date. Hopefully, that's the right date. I'm just going to continue anyway, as though I knew for sure. Let's do a little bit of recapping on the episode yesterday. Well, it starts with Loretta and Charlie getting excited about plans that they've got. Things are getting more elaborate as they plan their trip to Hollywood, which should be soon. As far as the show is concerned, she's going to be on the Dinah show, and apparently things are coming up. So there's that. Then Mary and Martha have a conversation, and Mary really, really wants for Martha to break off the wedding between Kathy and Dennis. Martha doesn't understand it, and rightly so, because Mary really has not explained the situation between Mary and Dennis. Well, I wouldn't understand why I need to break up that relationship myself, knowing what Martha does or does not. Then we hear a bit from Charlie, who meets with Clyde, who has really elaborated on the plans. There are a lot of different events, a trip to Los Angeles, where she's going to guest on more than one show, apparently. Then a trip to Vegas. Apparently, there's some kind of deal going on there. And, the next scene, we've got Tom coming home and Mary breaking down quite a bit. So we've got some stuff coming. This is a Thursday episode, so we'll see how things go. Again, thanks for joining me to watch Mary Hartman, Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman! Mary Hartman!
Yeah. See, Tom says it's just gossip. But this is not gossip. This is research. I mean, if you're gonna be there,
I have to know all about the movie stars, their lives, how they act,
it's
everything.
exactly. I mean, in case of a fight or anything like that, you don't want to be on the wrong side. You know, Glenn Ford and Rita Hayworth, they live right next to each other. They never speak to each other.
You're kidding.
No. In fact, one of them called the police because the other one's chickens had eggs.
I cannot.
It's just,
It's
unless that was Dennis Weaver.
Well, did you hear about Cary Grant?
What, did I hear what?
Him and his toaster?
His toaster?
I think it was a Procter. I'm not sure.
We have a Proctor.
Well, the story is, it was a whole expose on the fact that I think it's Butler, somebody, told it, that he goes down and he buys this Procter toaster, see, and there's something wrong with it, and he goes back to the store to get the refund himself.
Where's the sexy part?
Well, there isn't a sexy part, Mary. See, what they're saying is that no matter how famous or anything, a movie star you are, that even they, cut close to the penny when it comes to the household budget.
Now, are you sure this was a Proctor? Because we have a Proctor and we have never had any trouble.
See, the whole point is, Mary, that no matter how rich and famous somebody gets, people is people. That's it. Now, you take Lana Turner and what's Ava Gardner.
Well, what about them?
They is so famous, Mary, that they can't even get a date. Now, what they wanted all along was just a simple thing.
What?
All they want is for someone to call them up. I don't know if this is past or present, I don't know if it's true today, but someone to call them up on the phone and ask them out to go someplace. They just wanted a simple, hey, would you like to go to a movie?
Is that all?
It's unbelievable. It sounds simple, Mary, but it's true. Well, listen, I gotta go. I don't want to do it, but we still got a lot of packing and stuff to do, so I guess I better be on the way. But listen, I want to thank you so much for this Samsonite. We really appreciate it.
Listen, it's my pleasure to give it to you. Let me drop this off a 5-story building, or you can throw it off a train.
Right.
We got it for our honeymoon. You know, it's from Tom's folks. See? Nothing.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
Really, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, I guess it's goodbye.
Aww. It's just like Nashville.
Terry, don't say that. I mean, you know, we went to Nashville, what happened? I mean, we just was 5 seconds out of town, and then we got struck down, you know, and this time we're going on a plane.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I just meant that, you know, it's just such a nice new beginning for you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, Red.
Well, really, thanks a lot. You know, thanks for the luggage and everything.
Oh, you're welcome.
And listen, I'm gonna send you, as soon as I get there, this giant, huge, fold-out postcard.
Bye, Mary. Bye. Me too. Bye.
Okay, we'll see you later. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye. I am so miserable. I can't stand it. I'm so happy for my friend, but I am so miserable. If she makes it, I hope she makes it. For everyone. But especially for me. Oh, I'm so glad you could come over so early.
Listen, don't apologize. I was glad to do it.
I had to talk to you. See, my best friend went away. I mean, she went to Hollywood. She went to become a big star. You know, she's going to be on the Dinah Show and everything like that. And it was just something I felt that I couldn't go into over the phone.
You're withdrawing from STEP.
I think I'm going to withdraw from STEP. How did you know?
Well, Mary, I'm a STEP teacher, and I've gone through a lot with STEP's help to become a teacher. So when you called last night and said you had an emergency, naturally I knew what that emergency was.
Really?
And Mary,
That's amazing.
and Mary, I'm saying this as a friend and because I love you. But some people are so incomplete and so totally in pieces that they just can't deal with the truth of STEP. I mean, they're so used to being in pieces, they don't want to change. And that's why I called Otto. Otto Fehrenbach, one of the original founders of STEP. There was 71. And he should be here any minute.
You mean to talk to me? Oh, no.
Well, no, actually that and to check up on me, you see, because my incompleteness is your incompleteness since I brought you into STED. And they like to check up and make sure that their new order, which is their 5-year plan, you know, for raising the world's STED consciousness, isn't being undermined.
Okay. Maybe I should change. Or leave.
Otto, welcome. Come in.
Good morning, Roberta.
Otto, this is my friend Mary Hartman.
Mary Hartman.
Otto Fehrenbach.
I'm very pleased to meet you.
Does she have laryngitis?
Yes.
Why don't we all sit down?
I understand you have an emergency. That you want to leave Stedt.
Well, that is not exactly what my emergency was. I mean, I do want to leave Stedt, but that was not the emergency. That was just a secondary thing.
Stedt is not a secondary thing. Stedt is the cornerstone of the new completeness, the new oneness, which is, to put it humbly, the only way of life.
What he's trying to say, Mary, is we missed you last night at the STED meeting.
Oh, well, that's because I wasn't there. I'm leaving Stedt.
You do not leave Stedt.
You do not?
Well, what he means is,
What I mean is no one leaves Stedt.
Well, you see, I tried. I mean, I really tried to make it work. It just didn't work for me, that was all.
You don't try to make it work. It worked to make you try.
Oh. I see. I beg your pardon?
Mrs. Hartman, go put your finger over there on that ledge.
Oh, please don't make me do that. Please don't make me do that again. I've already done that. I can't do that, okay? I can make coffee. Would you like some coffee?
No.
Yes?
Okay.
Ah, you see? That is working.
Well, it really hasn't done a thing for me. I mean, I swear.
Mary, this is Otto Fuhrenbach. You just can't say that to Mr. Fuhrenbach.
Do you realize that we have 32,000 people in 16 states, and they have all gotten something out of Stadt?
Well, of course, I have always believed that there is an exception to every rule.
Not to our rule. You're talking about other rules, not ours.
Roberta, the real reason I wanted to talk to you was really mostly... Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm so sorry. What are you taking in your coffee?
Black.
Oh, well, then here it is.
You know, Mary,
Yes.
I'm really glad you brought up Dennis, because you see, now Dennis is the proof of how well Step works. I mean, look at me. I'm all poised, and I'm calm, and I'm a productive, helping person, and I used to be just like you, just all fretful and disorganized, and I even have this wonderful career as Lady Fashionetta.
Miss Vanasak, we're not interested in your career.
Oh, but see, I was just explaining to her about Dennis, who changed my life, because my whole life had already been changed by Steph.
Dennis is going to marry my sister.
I beg your pardon?
Kathy. Dennis is going to marry Kathy.
No, that's wrong. That's a mistake.
It is a mistake, but I'm not mistaken. Kathy won't listen to me, but nobody will listen to me. I'm completely ineffectual, and Stead hasn't helped.
Stead always helps, if you use it correctly. Do you have any chocolate?
Chocolate?
Like Milky Way?
I don't know. I'll check it.
But he loves me. And I love him.
I know, but it just seems to be not enough to prevent him from marrying Kathy.
Look, I'm going to the Stead about him. I'm going to scream for a while.
This always helps. You see, Stead always provides an outlet.
I have an abadabba. I mean, I realize it's not chocolate, but it is an abadabba.
I hate abadabbas.
Oh, well, fine. You know, a lot of people do.
And we will see you at the meeting tomorrow at 8. We will be there, and we will be waiting, Mrs. Hartman.
We will not be there, so don't wait.
Why are you falling by the wayside, Mrs. Hartman?
Look, it is a very long story, which if you want, I mean, I could go into it. It'll take about...
Stead will pick you up. Do you have any cookies?
Cookies?
Housewives today never have anything fun to eat.
I really should stock up on Milky Ways and cookies. A man like that could take my life in a second.
I can't understand why they didn't have a production coordinator assigned.
Oh, well, if we'd known, I mean, we would have, you know.
Yeah, but sweetheart, really, you don't understand. We were supposed to do that for you, to make everything easier.
Oh, it's gonna be easy enough. Don't worry about that.
Okay, terrific.
I'm sorry, but I didn't catch your name.
Fred Tattaschwartz.
Hi.
I'm the producer.
Oh, really? Isn't that something? I thought you was just a relative or something.
This is the green room. Look, I'd really love to stay and chat, but I've got to round up some of the other guests.
Honey, am I colorblind? This room isn't green.
No, that's just what we call it. Where the talent corrals up, so to speak, before the show. Look, I'll be back before airtime, so just relax.
They'll be waiting, just relaxed and smiling.
Seems like a nice fella, doesn't he?
I can't move.
What's the matter, honey?
Well, I know that my hair was fine 5 minutes ago, but I'm not sure how it looks now.
Honey, it's perfect. And you're perfect.
Oh, do you really think so, Charlie? I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Too many sequins and stuff up
Now,
here?
honey, I seen twice that many sequins half a dozen times out on the street, and them was only the guys.
Oh, Charlie, don't tease me. Honey, I'm nervous enough as it is.
Well, honey, I'm I'm just trying not to think about how fast everything is happening to us is all.
Well, but Charlie, it's supposed to happen fast. I mean, how else can you be an overnight superstar? I mean, first, you know, you're just plugging along at the Capri Lounge, you know, just dreaming in Nashville, and then suddenly you got to hit a record out of Detroit. Then all of a sudden you're on a jet plane on your way to Hollywood to be on Dinah's show. I think I'm gonna cry.
Honey, don't do that. We'll both go into shock.
Charlie, I think you're just as nervous about this as me.
Oh, you bet your bottom guitar pick I am. I mean, all you got to do is just walk out there and charm the hearts of America, which, being the beautiful Oklahoma songbird you are, is just so natural and easy for you. But I got to hang around backstage and make sure that the cameramen get the right camera on you and make sure the soundmen get the right level on your song and all. Gee, I hope these Hollywood guys know how to turn their dials for country music. You know, it's just one show for them, but for us, it's the launching pad for a whole rocket ship of a career.
Charlie, you're ringing my dress.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Honey, I'm gonna make you so proud of me.
I know you are. I just know it.
Everyone here.
Oh, yeah. Hi, folks. Don't mean to barge back in, but there are a few things I want to get straight before airtime.
Fine. Go ahead.
Now you got your blocking in the run-through.
Yes, that is where I'm supposed to stand and everything, right?
Right. And remember, don't bother about the idiot cards.
The what?
The prompters, you know, where they read off what they're supposed to say.
Oh, right. Well, I am personally going to ad-lib.
Right.
Oh, and listen, just in case you're interested, I am not wearing white, you know, because on account of the cameras and everything. I mean, the sales lady insisted and assured me that this is off-white.
Very good.
We got this Hollywood thing down pat.
We're practically native, you know. I mean, we've been on Hollywood and Vine. We've got maps to the stars, homes.
Yeah,
and everything.
I wonder, could you tell me who is Bella Dar by? We don't remember that one.
Oh, just a flash in the old Czechoslovakian pan. Bless her. Well, good luck.
Oh.
You're on next.
Oh, thanks, and break a leg to you now.
Honey, you all set?
Yeah, heck, shoot. This is gonna be as easy as some sweet potato pie. Just hope it turns out a little bit better than it did the last time I tried it. You did bring my lucky pie tin, didn't you?
You mean the one you got for the green stamps?
Right.
Yeah, sure did. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
Well,
I guess this is it, Charlie. I'm on. Operator? Hi. Look, hon, I can't honestly say this is an emergency. I mean, you know, nobody's been hurt or nothing, but what we got here is kind of an emotional emergency. See, I'm about to go on the Dinah Shore show. Miss Shore's just finishing up this thing that then she's going to start talking about me. Oh, operator, you just tear my heart just plumb turn over. Well, anyways, I just want to talk to my best friend in the whole wide world, see, before I go on Dinah's show, and the line is temporarily busy and everything, and so I was just wondering if this is enough of an emergency for you to break in on her conversation, see, and tell her I'm waiting here, that Loretta Hager's on the Dinah Shore show. All right, fine. What? Her line ain't busy no more? Fine, ring it. You just ring it. Thank you very much. Oh, Mr. Tad Schwartz. They're ringing her. I'm getting her. They're ringing her. Listen, Mr. Tad Schwartz, I want to thank you so much for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate, you know, bringing me out here on the show. Hello, Mary? Oh, and, you know, just everything. I mean, the whole works. Let me use this private line and all. I mean, it's so nice to see me, Mr. Tad Schwartz, and I really appreciate that. I honestly do. You're just truly wonderful. She's on here. Mary? Mary, is that you? Loretta? Is that you? It's me, Mary. It's me. Is it you? Is it really you? It's me, Loretta. Is it really you? It is. I'm standing backstage on the Dinah Shore show. Shh. Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. I'm real sorry. Excuse me. Mary, I've got to talk a little lower. Oh, that's okay. I'll talk a little lower, too. Great. See, I'm standing in a place they call In the Wings.
You're in the wings? You mean you're not in California yet? You're still on the plane?
Lord, no, Mary. See, I'm within a couple of minutes. I'm going on the Dinah's out there right now talking to this author about his book and everything. They're just chit-chatting about it and everything, and he wrote it, and then they're going to show the book covers a couple of times because that's part of the chit-chatting. Then, Mary, she's going to talk about me. I mean, can you believe she's going to introduce me, Mary? Oh, I'm so nervous.
Oh, Loretta, I don't blame you. Listen, I don't want to make you more nervous by saying this, but I'm nervous too. I mean, I have this terrible empty feeling when my heart's supposed to be, but my pulse is beating faster. I mean, that's real nervous, isn't it? When you can't feel your heart, but still your pulse is beating faster. Oh, Loretta. Oh, I hope I didn't make you feel more nervous.
Oh, you ain't doing that, honey. Honest. I mean, just the sound of your voice helps me, and it gives me courage. I mean, that's why I called, because I just wanted to hear the sound of your voice for the most important and the biggest moment of my life, Mary. I mean, that's why I called, because you give me courage.
Oh, Loretta, thank you. To be selfish for a minute, I needed to hear that. It's just so nice to know that somebody feels that way about me. And Loretta, I just want you to know that I wish you, gosh, I wish I could say this in a way that, I just wish I could say it in a way that's never been said before, but let me try, okay? Loretta, I wish you everything that you wish yourself.
Oh, Mary, that is beautiful. I mean, it's just got me all choked up.
Wish it was original. I think I saw it on a greeting card. Probably not on a Hallmark, but a kind of nice one anyway.
Oh, I just feel so much better talking to you, Mary. I mean, part of what's made me nervous and everything is because this is Dinah's first live show. And, see, you're going to be seeing it there the same time we're doing it here. And Dinah, I mean, you know how much experience and everything she has in show business, honey. She's nervous about it, so you can imagine, how I'd be feeling, alone me and everything. Oh, I'm going to be going on in just a second, Mary, so I'm going to have to get off. But listen, can you believe it, Mary? They're going to talk about me. Me. Little old me. Well, goodbye, Mary, darling.
Okay, Loretta, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. The whole country will be listening to you, and me too. So, Loretta, knock us dead.
If I don't, Mary, it won't be for the want of trying. Oh, goodbye, Mary, darling. Bye. Well, this is it, Lord. A big moment. Lord, I just want to take a few seconds out to tell you, hon, how much I appreciate everything you and Charlotte and my best friends. First, come to think of it, you was the one that arranged it that I should get with Charlie, my best friend. So, Lord, it really is all you, and I just want to thank you so much for everything you've done to me in the past, really. And now I have just one teensy little favor before I go on. If you could just possibly look over me and my little song in the Dinah Shore show. Oh, Lord, gosh, Brazil, I just realized you have not even heard that song yet. I sure hope you like it. And let me just sing for you real quick before I have to go. Well, I never will forget the first time that we met, dancing squares in a dusty donut at the BF Hall. You was old as my baby, but that. Oh, Lord, I've got to go now. I've got to go on down in just a couple seconds, but you can hear the rest of it, on the Dinah Shore show. And I don't know what channel it's on, Lord, but I believe if you just tune in to Dinah, and it's DINAH Shore, like what you got your oceans rolling up on it, you'll get it. Oh, God love you, Lord. What a minute you are. God is love. Well, anyway, I love you, Lord, and I gotta go now, so I'll see you later. Bye.
I'm very curious to know if Loretta Haggers actually performed on the real Dinah show. I kind of want to Google that, but I can't do that while I'm talking to you. So I'm going to look that up, and if there's any kind of link there, I'll try to link it. We'll see if I find anything. I'll confirm it in little text right here when I know. Wow, this episode did a lot of things to me. And by that I mean I had lots of feelings in the places that I have feelings. I don't remember exactly what the order of the scenes was, but I do remember that Loretta was saying bye to Mary, and that was very sweet and darling. And I think the thing I didn't mention in the opening of this video is that Mary was breaking down because she thought that Loretta would forget her after Fame. And, I didn't think that was the case, but I guess I can imagine someone worrying about that. It makes sense to me. Then Roberta comes over, and a whole exchange about leaving Stet, and then Otto, that guy. Like, I just love when someone does a goofy ass accent and acts German on a show. There's a lot of cult feeling that I get for this. And, I don't know. I think Stet was based on a thing called Est back in the 70s. I really don't know that much about it other than a brief Google here. And I thought that Stet was a real thing. I think now that it is based on Est, EST. I don't remember what that stands for. I know I linked it in the past. But there's a bit of like culty, wolty, multi, dulty stuff going on. And then Mary reveals to Roberta that Kathy and Dennis are getting married, and Roberta has a reaction, which is quite different than the reaction she's been giving. So clearly she didn't know about that. I don't think she knew about that. I never did think that she understood Kathy's relationship to Dennis, but I can't tell with Roberta because she's got that Stet thing going on, and her emotions are all like, I don't have a word that went there. They're all like, she's under emotional control of herself. She's very even keeled up until she hears something that disturbs her and runs out the room. Then we get a lovely little scene. I was really surprised to see two different sets on this episode that I'd never seen before, backstage in the green room, I should say. And of course, my first thought when characters who have no experience in Hollywood hear about a green room, or theater, I guess, hear about a green room, they always look at the walls and wonder. I have dealt with that many times in my time. So many times in my time. Time after time. But people wonder why they're called green rooms, and who knows. I know there's some history behind that. Not important to me. I think it's more funny to just watch people go, it's not green. And then we see Loretta just being a darling backstage and talking to Mary and reassuring Mary that things will go on. And they do. I expect that they will. I expect that Loretta and Mary are still going to be friends. And who knows where this appearance or this series of appearances that we're talking about will go. Will this lead to bigger and better for Loretta, or is it just going to be a stepping stone that we'll see what happens next kind of thing? So yes, that was the April 15th, 1976 episode of Mary Hartman, a Thursday, which means tomorrow's Friday. Who knows what that means? I think, my expectations were just like bumped up a bunch on this episode for tomorrow. So thank you so much for joining, and we will see you tomorrow night in Fernwood.